And let's start right there with those M's. They were swept by the Rays to finish the homestand 3-6. Mariners are 4 games back in the American League West. They now hit the road for games against the Yankees, Astros, and 3 against the team with the best record in all of baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers. Chris, on Friday, I know you're feeling pretty good, pretty optimistic about this team. How you feel today?
I don't think anybody's feeling good, Paul. I don't think if you're a Mariners fan, you're a little deflated right now, a little embarrassed for this team. The Mariners organization put together maybe the greatest pregame celebration in franchise history. It was absolutely amazing. We're going to break it down, and then the team laid an egg on the field. The M's have lost 4 straight. They scored 4 runs in their last 4 games. I repeat, Paul, 4 runs in their last 4 games. They are dead last in runs scored, second to last in batting average, second to last in slugging percentage. I'm usually a glass half full positive guy, but right now I'm seeing no signs this team will heat up. Although I'm banking on 3 things right now, 3 things that maybe will help this team find a way. Number 1, the offense can't get any worse. I think Ward and Donovan will definitely help. I would also love to see the Mariners call up Mike Arroyo from Tacoma and do it right now. Get on the phone, bring him up. He's batting .299, 16 home runs, 66 RBI. I understand he's AAA, but he's seen the ball. He's hitting the ball. It can't get any worse. Please bring up Michael Arroyo. And J.P. Crawford needs to get back and get in the lineup every day. The Mariners are over 500 with J.P. Crawford in the lineup this season. These are stats, everybody. I'm not making this up. They are 44-39 in games when J.P. Crawford starts. They are 12-24 in games with no J.P. Crawford. He's a leader. He gets on base. He can help. If he's healthy, Paul, get him in the lineup.
Listen.
And they got pitching, Paul. I'll say that. They got pitching. And like you said, the American League West, not good at all. So I have a little hope.
This is part of the program where I usually talk Chris off the ledge. I mean, as bad as this team is, Chris, as bad as they are, they're still playing in the AL West.
Yep.
I mean, they're liable to be in this, even though they have this gauntlet they have coming up here in the rest of the month of August and this ridiculous road trip they have against the Yankees, Astros, and Brewers. You know, you still have to figure out, you got the Rangers up there and the Astros. The Mariners are hanging around the wild card chase as well. I think the bigger question is, if for some reason they were able to get into the playoffs, would they just fall flat? They just not have anything there anyway?
They got pitching. No, they got pitching.
Great pitching. It got you 4 runs in the last 4 games.
Yeah, you do need to score, Paul. You do need to score, but I just mentioned a couple guys there. Arroyo, Crawford, get him in the lineup. I think Ward and Donovan can heat up a little bit, but right now my faith is a little tough right now because you just scored 4 runs in 4 days. A couple years ago, it was one word. It was one word. It was believe. It was believe. This season, with 42 games to go, it seems to be 3 words. Find a way. After yesterday's sweep, here's Dan Wilson talking to the media.
No, it's not for lack of work. These guys are putting into work. They're putting in the time that's necessary, and they're coming out prepared. And it's just, we're just not seeing it on the field, and it's a very frustrating time, no question. But we've got to keep pushing. We've got to find a way, and that's really what it boils down to, is finding a way.
Let's bring in Dave Softy Mahler of Sports Radio 93.3 KJR FM. And Softy, let's get right to it. The Mariners get swept by the Rays and finish their homestand 3-6. Your take on what you're seeing from this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's a total fiasco. I mean, there's no other way to describe it, right? Like, I'm literally online, guys, before I'm on the air with you, looking up synonyms for disaster, right? To say the same thing 3 or 4 different ways. I mean, it's just amazing how this baseball team plans this unbelievable event, this top 50 gathering, this home run derby on Friday. Everybody should be having a phenomenal time, yet everybody's in a sour mood, and they go home angry and frustrated and ticked off. And, guys, you've been around long enough to remember the 2001 season, the 2001 All-Star Game, when the Midsummer Classic came to Seattle. But all of us were in a great prideful mood as well, because the All-Star Game's in our backyard. And by the way, our baseball team is kicking ass at the same time, right? So can we do this right one of these years where we have these great events that the marketing team comes up with and the baseball side decides to at the same time agree to play good baseball so everybody's in a great mood and not in a sour mood? But man, it's an absolute absolute disaster right now, Paul and Chris. There is no other way to slice this, sugarcoat it, whatever. You've gone from, third in home runs in baseball to 16th in bombs. You've gone from 9th in scoring to 30th. There's no accountability, no leadership whatsoever. Nobody's talking. The manager's pulling from the same chapter of the cliche book every single damn night. After every loss, you got this 19-game stretch of murderer's row opponents. You begin the series or that stretch by going 0-3 and totally falling down. The offense is in the toilet. Guys, it's like the Titanic is sinking, and these dudes are all looking for a lifeboat, man. It is unbelievable. And you know what? We're the orchestra. We're the idiots on the boat waiting for some help, for crying out loud. We're the only ones sitting back thinking that maybe this thing could turn around. I honestly think that we might have more hope than those freaking players do over there. And I was talking to Chris about this off the air. When was the last time you heard from Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena? Outside of the manager, again, giving us tough one tonight. Sad man. We got to get going, blah, blah, blah. Outside of that, there's no accountability. None on this baseball team. Where's the owner? Every now and then, the general manager will get together with the media in an impromptu gathering that he gives us 15 seconds to get ready for. Where's the leaders? Where's the ownership? Where's the accountability? There is no accountability, and there's no leadership on this baseball team right now. And the perception is that they can't wait for this freaking thing to be over.
All right, Softy. Yeah, it was a very, very rough weekend. So let's ask you to play the blame game. Whose shoulders does this fall on? Jerry Dipoto, manager Dan Wilson, the players? Who?
Well, in the end, I think we all know where this starts. It starts at the top, right? Any organization, any Fortune 500 company, any baseball team, football team, business, donut shop, coffee stand, everything starts at the top. And this is 50 years now of being the only team in baseball to have never played in the World Series. They likely are going to miss the playoffs again this year, which means they're going 25 years, Chris and Paul, without consecutive playoff appearances. I mean, they are the dreck of baseball. They are literally the most irrelevant Major League Baseball franchise. They're like the Atlanta Hawks or the Sacramento Kings of the NBA. They're just known for being meh. That's what they are. Every now and then they'll throw a star out there like a Griffey or a Dominique Wilkins, but playing for a championship, that's not for us. That's for somebody else. So I always put the blame at the top. But if we're talking about what they will do, they likely won't do anything, I think, unless Dan Wilson decides to step aside and just say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. I was perfectly happy being retired, doing what I was doing. You guys pulled me out of retirement, begged me to take this job, and I did it, but it's not working. Forget it. I'm out of here. I'm going to go back on vacation with Annie and enjoy my retirement. He'll likely be the sacrificial lamb if they do make one. Good thing they fired the fourth assistant hitting coach, by the way, earlier this year in Bobby Magallanes, because we all know that guy was a real problem and holding this offense way down. So thank God they got rid of him. In the end, the sacrificial lambs will be the ones that they always are. The hitting coaches, the assistant coaches, the manager, the general manager, the president of baseball operations likely will stay. I'd be very surprised if John Stanton made any major moves, by the way, guys, over the offseason, unless somebody wants to be done.
Okay, you bring up the topic of leaders on this team. Normally when a team struggles like this, there's at least one players-only meeting. We haven't heard of one of those type of meetings this season. Is there a lack of leadership among the players?
Well, I think it's hard because all the guys that you would pick from stink. Right? I mean, is Cal Raleigh really comfortable right now getting on people, calling a closed-door meeting? He should be. I think he still should carry enough cachet and credibility to be that guy. Julio Rodriguez may not be his cup of tea. He might still be, young, too young to call a meeting like that, but he's also in his fifth year in baseball. Josh Naylor, he seems to be kind of a red ass a little bit. He doesn't talk to us much in the media, but can he galvanize the players in the clubhouse? Randy Arozarena seems like he's had one foot out the door the entire season, waiting for free agency in October, for crying out loud. So I just don't know, Paul, who that guy would be. It's got to be an everyday player, I think. It can't be a pitcher. It's got to be a position guy that's out there every single day. And every guy that you would talk about that would lead this baseball team behind the scenes isn't producing right now, so nobody feels comfortable stepping up. We have not heard anything like that in public or private, and it's completely frustrating.
Yeah, I agree with you, Softy. In my mind, I think it should be Brian Wu, but you're right. He's only out there 1 out of every 5 days, but I love Wu's energy. I love his fight. Anytime this team does something right, he is right there pumping up everybody. I love that from Brian Wu, but you're right. I think it needs to be an everyday player. The big question, who is it going to be? Whoever it is, we need that leader, and we need him right now.
And we'll see if anybody steps up on this road trip.